What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. I want to do something a little special for y'all today. I know it's getting closer and closer to the draft, and I'm supposed to be doing breakdowns of players. I've done tight ends, running back, safety, and corner, and I know I'm going to do edge rusher before the draft. But I want to do something a little special because me and my homeboy was talking earlier, and it reminded me about something, that we're a week away from the draft. And normally, well, not normally, every year, the week before the draft, they release a schedule. So the schedule should be either released tomorrow, which is Wednesday, or Thursday, which is exactly a week from round one. No later than Thursday. They're going to have the schedule already broke down and released by then. So definitely, I'm gonna do a video when the schedule come out to talk about the schedule. But I want to do a video based off of my predictions of what I think the schedule will be. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you like week by week, like week 3 we play this team, week 4 we play that team, or week 8 to 17 we play this team. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys insight because I think that the Texans will have at least 4 primetime games. I think the maximum number the Texans ever has 5. I know we have Deshaun Watson. I don't, because even though we have Deshaun Watson and he's coming off an injury and we coming off a 4-win season, and we have 2 other teams in the division that have been to the playoffs, both won playoff games, one made to the AFC Championship game. I do think that they won't give us 5. I think they'll give us 4. I think us and Jacksonville will be matched at 4. I don't think no team in the South they'll give 5, but I think they'll give us and Jacksonville 4 primetime games. So I was looking through the schedule because we know who we playing and what we playing them at. We just don't know like the dates and the weeks and, like I said, if they're primetime games or not. So I said I got 4 games that I think they're going to be primetime games. 3 of them I think are damn near locks of going to be this type of game or definitely a primetime game. The 4th one, you can make a case for another team, but I'll let y'all know. Okay, these are the opponents. At home, we play Buffalo at home, Cleveland at home, the Dolphins at home, the Cowboys at home, the Giants at home, and the Titans, Colts, and Jags. We play them at home and we play them away because they're in the division. The away games: the Patriots at New England, the Jets in New York, Philly in Philly, at Washington against the Redskins, and at Denver, and then like I said, at Indy, at Jacksonville, at Tennessee. So those are the games. I feel like this is my prediction. So I could be 100% wrong, but this is what I think. I think that our Thursday night game will be home against the Titans. Because since 2010, when we started playing these Thursday night games, and every team in the NFL has had a Thursday night game, we've went to Philly. In 2010, we went to Philly. 11, we went to Indy. 12, we played on Thanksgiving against the Lions, even though it wasn't a night game, but we played at Thanksgiving in Detroit. 13, we went to Jacksonville. Now 14 and 15, we had home against the Colts. 16 was against the Patriots, and then last year against the Bengals. So I think it's due for another home. We've only played home twice, so I think it's going to be due for another home game. And we have not played the Jags. We not played the Titans on a Thursday night. We've been to Jacksonville and we've been to Indy, and we played Indy at home and at Indy on Thursday night, and we went to Jacksonville on Thursday night. But we haven't played the Titans on Thursday night, home or away, and I just think that it's going to be a home game. The reason why I think it's going to be a home game because I think 2 other primetime games are going to be away, and that's the reason why I wouldn't pick the away game. I think it will be the first one. I think we'll play Jacksonville on Monday night. I think that will be a Monday night game. I think it'll be at Jacksonville on Monday night game, and then another night game I think will be at Philadelphia on a Sunday night, because we all know that Sunday night is our generation's Monday Night Football. That's the marquee game, is that Sunday night matchup. Back in the day, back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, it was all about Monday night. Once we got to 2007, it started to shift, and now it's definitely the marquee game of the week is always the Sunday night matchup, the NBC Sunday night matchup. So I definitely think that because of Carson Wentz and against Carson Wentz, and he should have won the MVP. Deshaun Watson was looking like an MVP candidate his first 6 games. Both of them, the whole Cleveland Brown factor of how Cleveland traded the picks away, like, and so both of these quarterbacks, like, it's a lot of stuff that they can utilize to sell this game. A lot of inside stuff they can utilize to sell this game. So I think that would be a Sunday night game at Philly. The fourth one, I think, will be the Cowboys. The reason why. Now, you could also make a case for possibly New England, but the reason why I say the reason why I don't make a case for New England is because, I mean, I think New England, that could be a definite possibility, but the reason why is because New England will be in New England, and I think they would try to give another primetime game to Houston, in Houston. And I also think because knows the Cowboys is a marquee matchup. And remember, the first time the Texans played Dallas, first time ever, was in Houston, opening day on a Sunday night. Back then, ESPN held the Sunday night games. You know, the whole 19-10 game. So, I think that would be a mark. I think that would be a matchup that they'll try to play. You also have Dak it'll be Dak versus Deshaun Watson. You know, that's a debate that's going around in the state of Texas right now. Cowboy fans and Texan fans and even non-Cowboy or Texan fans, just people who are fan of football, have their own input on Dak and Deshaun. Will Dak come back and bounce back from the sophomore slump? Will Deshaun have a sophomore slump? Will Deshaun bounce back from the injury? Deshaun has the weapons. Possibly, if Dez comes to Houston, then it's a lot of stuff that they could tie into that story to make that game. Now, I've seen some people out there saying that they want Dallas on Thanksgiving. Can't play Dallas on Thanksgiving because we're playing in Houston. Dallas is a home game, and the Cowboys and the Lions, they always play at home on Thanksgiving. So if it was a Dallas game, if we were going to Dallas, then most definitely I would have been definitely pounding at the table for us to play a Thanksgiving game. But because it's in Houston, they're not going to do that. They're not going to break a 70-year tradition of having the Cowboys at home on Thanksgiving to break it for this season. They're not going to do that. They're just not. They're not going to do that. So that's out of the question. It's not going to be the Thanksgiving game. Now, 4 years from now, when we play Dallas again, especially if Dak and Deshaun are at the peak of their powers, like they're both at the top of the quarterback pecking order, then most definitely it'll be a Thursday night game, a Thursday night Thanksgiving matchup. But right now, because we're in Houston, it would have been, but now we're in Houston, so it won't be. And I just think that they'll try to even up because I think we'll have 4 primetime games that they will give us 2 at home and 2 away. And I think that they'll give us, because more than likely the Thursday night games are usually division games, and every so often they're not, like we've had the Patriots and the Bengals the past 2 seasons. But normally, if you look across all Thursday night games, they mostly are division games. I think last year was the highest non-division game Thursday night football that they've had. But they usually like to patch up Thursday night games as divisional type games because it's a short week. So they don't want to give another team an extra edge because those 2 teams have to play each other twice anyway. So that's the reason why they normally do it as a division game. So that's like because it's a shorter week and stuff like that. So they try to balance it out as best as they can. So that's why I think it will be that game against the Titans. And then also because Jacksonville won the division last year, went to the AFC Championship game, I think that they'll host a primetime game. They never got a chance to play Deshaun Watson fully. They played him at a half in the first game, and then the second game he was hurt. He was out. So I think they want to see him on primetime. But I don't think even though Jacksonville had a number 1 defense, even though it made it to the AFC Championship game, I don't think that they're popular enough and have that strong as an eye draw to bring them to a Sunday night game. That's why they'll throw them on a Monday night game. That's why they'll throw that matchup on. I know we got Deshaun, but I think that they would test it as a Monday night game. I think they'll feel better for the ratings on a Monday night than it'd be on a Sunday night game. Like I said, a Sunday night game or marquee games. So I think they'll suit it better for a Monday night. I think a Monday night earlier season game. I think it'll probably be a Monday night before a bye week type game. like I say, Philly, because of Carson Wentz and the Deshaun Watson factor, all of those type of things, Super Bowl champions. Deshaun Watson had the highest scoring offense coming in before he got hurt. Philly has a high power offense themselves. They would try to throw that in as a Sunday night game. To start the season off, there's 3 games that I would prefer to start the season off. The one I lean towards the most is, like my homeboy Wink said, Jacksonville at home, just like last year. The exact same game. Because I want to right that wrong that we had last year. That's what started off 2017 on a bad foot, getting punched in the mouth at home. I want to just replay it all over again, bring Jacksonville and Houston, let them wear that all black, us in that all white. And this time we're going to start from day one with Deshaun Watson out there, and we're going to see what they do. That's the matchup I want the most. I could possibly see the season opener being against Dallas. Like I say, the Sunday night game against Dallas. There's a possibility that you could play against Philly. The Super Bowl champions host that. The Super Bowl champions, defending champions, they always start the NFL season off because of Deshaun Watson. I do see that could be a possibility, but again, Philly do have the Cowboys on their schedule at home, and just because of the division in, I can see them playing the Giants because you got Odell Beckham and they want to play the Giants. Because in the NFC East matchup, same thing with the Cowboys. The NFC matchup plus is the Cowboys. Cowboys always, no matter if they are 14-2 or 2-14, they always have a draw. They always have a draw. Cowboys always have 4 to 5 primetime games, no matter what their season is, and their game will never get flexed. You will never see a Sunday night game that the Cowboys are playing and they have a bad record and they'll flex out of that game. No, the Cowboys games are always going to be locks because they are the Cowboys. They draw people. Either you love them or you hate them. You're drawn to them. So I don't think that. That's why I don't think the Texans will play Philly opening day because Philly they always can go with. I said they can always go with the Cowboys, the Cowboys and the Giants. I didn't see who else on their schedule because I think they also got some other key games at home that they could start the season off with. I wouldn't be surprised if they start off with the Texans because of the Deshaun Watson factor, but I think it's highly unlikely. So that's why I pretty much think the schedule will be, like I said, as far as the primetime games, I think we'll play Tennessee at home on Thursday. We'll play at Jacksonville on a Monday. We'll play at Philly on Sunday night and possibly at home against Cowboys on Sunday night. And they could change that. You could make a case for us to go to the Patriots because the Patriots and the Texans probably had the best game in the NFL last year. That probably was the best game of the season, either that or the Texans Seattle game. But then that means you would probably have to take maybe that Jacksonville game and make the Jacksonville Monday night game a home game because I think they would try to balance it out. I don't think they'll try to give us three road primetime games, only one home primetime game. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll try to balance it out some. So that's pretty much like my little baby prediction of what the schedule is going to be. When the schedule come out, I'm going to do a breakdown of the schedule of the week, and I can possibly give you a prediction of who I think what game will be where, because the schedule is vital. Because you don't want to play Philly at Philly week 13 when it's cold and snowing and raining. Like, you want to play them early on in Philly. You don't want the weather to be a factor. Or maybe you do want the weather to be a factor. Maybe you feel that your team plays better in the snow. I don't know, because normally the Texans actually have played well in snow and bad weather games. Dating back to David Carr went to Chicago and played well in the snow. The Sunday night game that we played in the rain against Chicago on that Sunday night football game, the game that Matt Schaub throws for 500 yards at Green Bay in the snow. The Osweiler Green Bay game wasn't a bad game. It tailed off towards the end, but we were in that game for the most part of the game, and it was a bad weather game. So the Texans normally do play well in bad weather, so maybe you want a bad weather game. I don't know, but just like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. Like I said, I got more videos coming about edge rushers. I am doing that video before the draft. I will have that video out there. Go check out my tight ends, my running backs, my corners and safety videos. Go check those out. Holla at me.